I wanted to talk, first of all, I found out about this on Tuesday, and the message I got from the label, from the management, was that we want to do this before the end of the year. I think I can assume why, but I'd like to hear you guys sort of articulate. Why was it important to sort of address this issue before the end of 2002?
There's been a lot of things said online, especially in the past week, and it sucks. I mean, it sucks to read it, but it sucks also to know that responding isn't really going to help online, because things travel so terribly on the internet. So we really wanted the opportunity to show our fans that we're okay. You know, like, the three of us are still here. We're not going anywhere. A lot of kids are still asking if the band is breaking up, and that just goes to show how broken the communication online can be when rumors start traveling. So this is our way of showing that there's a future, and we're stoked for it.
This is, you know, if you ever try to be sarcastic in an email or something, all
yeah.
people are like, "Why are you yelling?"
It's very difficult. It never works.
Yeah, it's very difficult. So I guess before we talk about these sort of the respective statements, I wanted to, you know, the timeline is a little odd. I completely missed this first fake blog post thing, whatever. Before I understand, you guys had nothing to do with this fake blog post. This took you completely by surprise.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't even read the whole fake blog post.
I couldn't even find the whole fake blog post.
I couldn't either.
I don't know where
for
it
it too. People were like, we were talking about it. I'm like, I didn't get to even read the whole thing, and then I never could find the rest of it.
Yeah, it was really weird timing though. When I got an email about it, I was like, what is happening? You know, I mean, I think that there's been, you know, the fans that are really close to us have at least thought that they've noticed things for a while now, and so with all the speculation, I guess we kind of had to expect that someone would do something like that eventually, but the timing was weird. And that's why we wanted to clear stuff up also.
So then the issue of the two respective statements, I mean, yours was posted first, and then, you know, Josh was sort of upset by that. So did they come to you and say, we're going to announce this at certain date, wait for us, or how did you guys sort of go first?
With the statement?
Yeah.
Man, okay, well...
Was it because of that blog post that sort of came out?
That was the problem, is that, like, then everyone online starts wanting to know immediately, and you know how fast things spread online. An hour online is like 3 days. It's crazy how much stuff, and it flies all over the world. And so it was important to us to clear things up with people and not, I mean, because you can't have like a fake statement going around. I mean, obviously it does, and it spreads anyways, and people are going to believe whatever they believe, but we wanted to post something that showed the fans, like, oh, hello, like, clear it up, and something before Christmas time, too. It's all really strange time.
And that was the thing, is that, you know, Josh and Zach told us, you know, a couple months ago, and so we've been, you know, we communicated that, you know, they really wanted to, and we really wanted them to write something to the fans themselves. And that's the thing, is the blog kind of threw that whole thing off, because people started talking, and, you know, so, you know, they totally, you know, had the chance, but we just needed to clear things up before things got out of hand. So that's, you know, that's kind of how that whole mess started. It wasn't anyone trying to beat anyone, you know.
You were sort of waiting for them, because you had sort of given the onus to make this announcement. Originally,
we wanted them to make the statement, and yeah, we gave them the chance, and then everything happened online, and it was terrible timing. I mean, especially being around Christmas, you don't want to be like, Merry Christmas, band is over, you know. So like, that, I mean, it sucked for us to like watch our fans freak out online, especially the ones that are on our website, because those are the ones that are like so, like, every single day posting stuff and contributing, and that's not a way you want to pay back your fans, especially around Christmas time.
So in your statement, you guys said that their decision to leave didn't really shock you. No. And so I'm interested, you had obviously when did you start having conversations with them, then they said they wanted to leave?
Well, we didn't really have any conversations about it before they told us, you know, we've decided this. At least I didn't have that conversation with them. I was not shocked that they wanted to leave, but kind of was surprised at how they were telling us, more or less. The way that it was so far in advance to when they would actually be done. You know, we've noticed that they weren't happy, and that sucks. I mean, it sucks to be in a family or in a marriage where you see someone that's, you know, either hurting or they're just not having fun, or I don't know, it sucked. And I guess I shouldn't say we weren't shocked, because it's always going to be a shock. It's always going to suck. But I guess we kind of felt it.
You guys for a couple of years and sort of watch how you interact, both on camera and off. It's very easy to you know, look at every interview I've done with the five of you guys, and the way that they sort of were in interviews, you know, Josh in particular. And so I think people, like you said before, people can kind of sort of, they notice things that maybe weren't there or not. Was there, I mean, I'm just kind of curious, when you said you weren't really, you know, this didn't really surprise you, but you kind of felt it coming. Was there a moment where they said, this is it? I mean, like, when did this, I'm trying to timeline. Was it when Brand New Eyes came out, during the tour, like one of the tours for it? When?
No, it wasn't very long. I mean, it wasn't very long ago. It's not like we've known for forever. I mean, it was literally just like a couple months before it all happened and everything. So it was all still new to us as well. But you know, we could tell. You know, you can. I mean, the thing is, you know, like even in posts and stuff, it's talk about them not being happy, and it shows. When you're not happy, it shows. Like, I mean, and it was just really, really good for us to finally, like, I don't know, that's why that blog post really, like, hit us hard, because we are going through all this and we wanted to get it out to our fans and everything, and our fans didn't have, you know, they found all that, and everyone started freaking out about it. So after all that, so we had known for a couple months, but just didn't know when to post it, and wanted to post it all together, and then that blog ended up screwing it all up. So it makes everything really difficult.
I know that the particulars, the schematics are kind of a pain to go through again, so we'll deal with it real quick. But I think two parts. One, when you said a couple months you knew they were going to leave, was it difficult then to carry on and sort of pretend, the red carpets, everything was cool and da-da-da-da?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, we always kind of talk about how our band is like a marriage, and it's really hard to move forward as a group when there are people that aren't into it. They're not excited. They don't want to be there. And so to know to that level that they didn't want to be there was really tough. And knowing what was happening, and, you know, even in interviews being positive when maybe we didn't feel positive, and, you know, it was really hard. I think in a way it was kind of special because we knew, like, when our last show was, and I think we were able to prepare, and I think that was cool. It was cool for us just to know, but it was very difficult, you know.
Yeah. And you know, last night I watched a lot of the footage from that show in Orlando, my hometown.
Yes.
But it didn't look like this was a dire thing. Everyone seemed on stage at least to be having a good time.
Well, I mean, we
That
never.
was our goal, really. Yeah, to make sure that everyone had a blast and remembered, you know, even if they weren't happy at the time, we all enjoyed and loved playing together and all that stuff, and we really wanted to make a celebration out of our last performances together and stuff.
And that's another reason that we didn't announce it sooner, is that we didn't want kids to feel, or fans to feel like they were coming to a funeral. Like, you know, to be like, well, this is their last show, so I'm going to go and mourn, you know, for an hour and a half. And that wouldn't be fun for anybody, and it wouldn't be fun for us. Like, I think that the way we did it was the right way for us, you know, like with our fans and the relationship that we have with them. We put a lot on the line, and we tell our fans pretty much everything. But this was something that it was like, you know, we want to wait until the end of the year and we're done, because we want to enjoy every second that we can.
How was it after the show? What happened after the show?
It was really anticlimactic, honestly. I mean, it was, I think I expected it to either be, you know, end in tears or be a big celebration kind of party thing. And it wasn't neither of those. It was just, you know, you walk off stage. I went and warmed down. The guys went and put their stuff away, and that was it. We went back to the hotel.
As this sort of, apparently this new project. When they said they leave, did they say what they were going to do next? I mean, did they want to keep doing music, just different music? I mean,
no.
Pretty much just said their heart wasn't in it anymore, and you know what? Good for them.
Right.
I mean, I would rather them go and be where they're supposed to be and where they can be happy all the time than, you know. I mean, I think that's what I would want anyone us to do. You know, as much as time that we spend, how much we've had good things that we've had together and worked together and everything, and it's been good, but I'd rather see them be happy somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
So taking all that and then segueing into their statement, I'm assuming this sort of caught you by surprise and probably was sort of hurtful. I mean,
Yeah.
so can you sort of, where did you first hear about it, read about it, and what was your sort of initial reaction? Each of you guys.
Man, I think I heard about it from, I don't know who I heard. I mean, probably from one of these guys or one, like, did you call? I don't know if I got a phone call or an email, but I woke up to it basically, and that sucked. And I was not happy. I mean, yeah, it hurts because that's what we were told was that they weren't happy. They didn't want to do this. And you can't be mad at someone for not feeling something, you know, and if they don't want to be in the band, then it's a simple answer. But then when it really became about all these other things, that I was very surprised and just kind of felt led on almost, you know, for like, I mean, we've been doing this for 6-7 years now. I don't think any of this has been in vain for any of us. We've loved every second that we've spent on stage, all the meet and greets, the things we've gotten to do with our fans. Like, that's the stuff that we've built, we've worked really hard for, and I don't think anyone should discredit it.
And Taylor, for you, like, how did you take it? Because obviously in the statement, you've known them for a long time.
Yeah.
Sort of, you know, just judging on dynamics, were maybe sort of the link between, you know, you two and them. So how did you take it?
I mean, it was it was a drag. I mean, I think, like I said earlier, you know, we were expecting a statement from them, and so once we released our statement, we all knew that they would probably release something. So I think we were all kind of bracing ourselves, and you know, breakups are hard, and there's a lot of feelings, you know, and so we kind of, I think in a way we expected there to be something weird, and yeah, it was really hard to read, I think, just because it seemed like a lot of the stuff was pretty irrelevant to what happened. I think that was the weird thing, is it just didn't seem really necessary, but, you know, we're working through it, and it is what it is, and you can't really let it get to you, because it's just, I don't know, it's life.
And Jeremy, how was?
I mean, it was you know, pretty confusing because the way it was expressed to us from them is that they just weren't happy and they wanted to move on and do something else, and it was all this like peace between us, and then reading that was totally something different, and like Haley said, it's hard. It was hard reading it because the whole time reading it was just I was thinking about all of our fans that we worked so hard for, and all the confusion and all the stuff, and it's just all a bunch of silliness. And you know what? If they don't want to be here and do the band stuff, then good luck with whatever they want to do. But you know, they decided that they wanted to leave and they weren't happy. So I mean, I can't really say anything other than that. That's all. It's
very diplomatic responses.
Yeah,
right.
Assuming had I caught you on the day when this first sort of happened.
Well, yeah, of course.
No.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't get angry.
Right.
No, I mean, yeah, of course you feel every single type of emotion possible when something like that happens with someone that either was or is very, very close to you. You just feel everything all at once. I've never felt so just, I don't know. I couldn't even figure out how I felt. But after realizing that it's, like Taylor said, it just was kind of going to happen this way, you just got to know that what's important is that the three of us are still here and that we want to do this, and that's
We'd be remiss if we didn't go through the statement. And again, like we said, if there's things you don't want to talk about, we can.
That's fine.
I've printed out copies, one copy, and underlined several parts. The strangest part to me of this thing is the fact that they kind of sign off by saying the intention of the statement was not to belittle or disgrace the band, and we are still hoping to work out a friendly way to leave our part of Paramore intact with the remaining events, including Haley. But have they made up with you? Have you spoken to them since the statement?
No, we haven't talked. I don't even know what would be said. You know, I think like I'm trying so hard just to focus on the future, and they kind of opted out of that. So I'm happy here. I mean, I don't know if there's anything to be said.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough.